Hello and welcome to North Star Stamper. I'm Sue Kramer. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Minnesota, and normally I am live with you on Mondays, and I had every intention of being live with you today, but I am on my way to Michigan for a funeral on Tuesday, so I couldn't be live on Monday and make it to Minnesota, or Michigan by Tuesday at noon. So, bear with me. I have every intention of being live with you next Monday, but I do have something fun for you. If you saw my video earlier today, I'm recording this on Saturday. If you saw my video about the swaps I received from OnStage, Stampin' Up's convention that I went to in November, this is one of the cards I received, and it's got a pocket here. And I showed this to you, and I said I was going to put this to the side and make it myself. I wrote down the directions, or figured out how she made it. And so that's what we're doing today. This is my first sample, and I made one just so that I had a good idea of what I was doing. Here's my envelope. No naked envelopes. Let me get this just right. And this is my card. I decided to use designer series paper instead of cardstock. This came from a demonstrator in the UK. Their card sizes and even cardstock sizes are different than ours. So in order to get this pocket, this lower pocket here to overlap with the top one here, I had to use something longer than 11 inches, or my card was going to be shorter. And I decided to use designer series paper so that I had 12 inches to play with instead of 11. You'll see when I'm making the card what I mean. So the important part for me was to have this pocket overlapped by this top piece. It's hard to see on the black. Sorry. Let me put that. It keeps coming up. All right. So here's my card. Celebrating your anniversary. And you open it up, and it says love and laughter. Oh, wait, I've got the wrong video up here. Let me make sure I am recording here. I think I am. I think I am. I think I am. There. Okay. I like to make sure I stay in the camera view. So, I did a lot of stamping, and it was really fun. Love and laughter forever after. And then I included 2 tags that the recipients can use as bookmarks. And like I said, I intended this to be an anniversary card. So this pattern paper, I'll show you the back. The berries come white, and I didn't have the Blushing Bride blends to color it, which is the background there. So I just used some other light pink colors, so they don't match exactly. And I do have a darker pink sticking out there. So the stamps I used on this, the Celebrating Your Anniversary came from the Love and Happiness. This is retired, and I apologize for that, but I need anniversary cards for all my nieces, nephews, siblings, parents. Forever Fern is the stamp I used for here in my envelope. I thought it looked very much, these two, looked a lot like this one. So that's why I chose the Forever Fern. On my tags, I added With Much Love, and that came from the Through It Together stamp set in the annual catalog. The Forever Fern was also in the annual catalog. All right, so let's get busy. I'm going to make another version of this using pattern paper from I think this has now retired. It was a special deal. Fitting Florets. I don't know if this is available, and I should have looked before I started, but sorry, I didn't. But any 12 by 12 pattern paper, you will see the inside, so it's kind of important that both sides coordinate with each other. Very often with Stampin' Up! They do, but not always. Sometimes they get a little, not crazy, but creative. How's that? All right, I'm going to put this down here, so since you are watching not live, you can always either take a screenshot or pause and go get a piece of paper if you want to create with me. So I have a piece of pattern paper that is 4 inches by 12. So it's going to be narrower than our standard cards. Our cards are usually 4 1/4. I chose to do 4 inches so I could get 3 of these out of a 12 by 12 piece of paper. So thinking ahead, trying to anyway. All right, so let's start with our card base. And I'm going to have this come down. Let's see, decide which way. So I want this to be my top. So I am going to score, you can see here, at 3 3/4. So that'll give me my top piece. Make sure you don't cut. Make sure you're scoring. This pattern paper is thin, so I don't want to press too hard or I'm going to rip it or cut it. So I just want to score at 3 3/4 and 9 1/4. This was actually my second card, to be honest. I actually accidentally did it 9 3/4, so that's why I had to write it down. So 3 3/4 and 9 1/4, and you're going to fold both of those in. Let me know if you create along with me, and I'd love to see what you create. You can either send me a photo of your card, you can post it on my Facebook page or in my Facebook group, whatever. And there's our basic card. So we're going to make this into a pocket. So that'll be, I'll adhere that. So that's going to be our card. But it's really flimsy. So I have lots of layers to make it more sturdy. So I have 2 pieces here, plus a strip for my sentiment. I have a piece here that gives you a place to write on. And this piece, I cut it all the way down. It probably doesn't need to be quite that long, but the longer you make it, the more sturdy your card will be. All right, so that was our first one, and I'll bring these back after. So my second, I wrote them down, and I'm hoping you can see this. Maybe not. I'll show you closer. So for the front, I have a colored piece. So my color is 3 1/4 by 4, and then I have white or vanilla. It could be any other light color. That is 3 by 3 3/4. And I already have those cut. So my evening evergreen is 3 1/4 by 4, and then a nice layer of white that is 3 by 3 3/4. I forgot to grab my paper. This one will do. Have some stamping on there. Hopefully you saw that video too. All right. Put this away. I am going to stamp very much like I did with this card. Let's get set up here. There we go. I'll leave it there so you can see what we're doing. I'm going to use Evening Evergreen again, just like I did for the first card. This is why it's great that our pattern paper all coordinates. I know that my color, the greens I used here are going to be the same greens they have here, but I'm going to add some balmy blue. On the back of our pattern paper, they always tell you what colors were used. So I'm going to be a little less... a little more random here, just to be more interesting. I'm going to add those balmy blue berries. They have white and balmy blue. I like this stamp because there's a left leaning and a right leaning, so I can pick and choose. It's like I want this one to come this way, so I need to use that one. And we'll put that one there. All right, I'm going to set that aside. And I grabbed, let's see if this is the one I want. There aren't berries on there that I kept out. Oh, there. Sorry for that. I'm going to use framed occasions, and I'm going to use this little berry stamp here. So mixing and matching our stamps is, I really enjoy it. I do like the eucalyptus stamp. That's one of my favorites. I know it's so silly. Tiny little stamp. I keep worrying that I'm going to lose it. And I'm going to use balmy blue, because those are the colors of the flowers on there. All right. And add some balmy blue. Sorry if I was out of camera. No, I was good. Balmy blue berries. Oh, I missed that one. Just stamp over the top with the photopolymer, you can see right where you're stamping. A lot of this is going to be covered up by my sentiment. So I want to make sure I have a good coverage on the outside. And there I missed it again. Why did I miss it? Hopefully you yelled at me, Sue, you forgot your foam mat. I'm going to put that under my paper. Now maybe I will get better stamping in here. Sorry, I was probably off camera again. There we go, maybe one more here. I think that's going to look nice. Layered on here, on there. All right, good. And next I want my sentiment. Let me clean that up. And I'm going to use my Go-To Greetings. They named that very, very well. I can't remember whose $1 million set that is. When Stampin' Up! Demonstrators have sold $1 million in Stampin' Up! Products, they get to help design a stamp set. And that little logo there, you'll find it in the catalog. I think it might even be online. Tells you that that was somebody's $1 million set, but I don't remember whose it was. All right, I think I like this one. I've been using this one a lot lately. I just have a scrap from trimming down white cardstock. So that's what I'm going to use. Pick it up. This is a red rubber, so I'm going to get rid of this for now. And I'm going to use Evening Evergreen, although my ink pad is getting a little light. Let's see if I can get some good coverage. Ink, 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 ink. Find the best place to pick up that ink. I need to stand up. I can't see from sitting down. And go way over on the edge and hold it for just a minute, and I wobbled it. I may have a halo, as I call it. Yes, I do have the halo right there. So I'm going to be a little more gentle and precise in going straight down. Hold it for a minute and don't wobble, and pick it straight up. There we go. If I had gotten another halo, and it happened a lot, I would go with my scissors and trim that extra. You can see where it's still, there's still ink on there. Trim it with my scissors. We used to have to trim our rubber stamps a few years ago, and that you could get it just right for the way that you stamp. But there's no reason I couldn't go and trim this here so that I don't get this halo. All right, so let's trim this real quick. I'm not going to do anything fancy with the edges. To be honest, the reason I ended up with this piece, my sentiment was wider than my white piece, so I thought it looked kind of nice being a little longer. This one probably won't be. Where did my paper go? Here it is. So it's going to go here, and I do have some ribbon. I think I'm going to add some more stamping in the middle here. I could use these. What other dots and dashes and whatever do I have? I'm going to add some leaves. How about just some dots? I'm going to add some random dots. So this is where I'm kind of not going rogue. I just didn't plan this completely, which is half the fun. So ink, ink, ink. All right, I forgot my mat. I'm going to put my foam mat under this sheet again. Let's just fill this all up. Ink, ink, stamp, ink, ink, stamp. I missed one there, so I kind of covered it up with more. I see lots of white over here. All right, I'm going to bring back my balmy blue again. That was Evening Evergreen. I don't know if I said that. And put some more berries in here. There, I think that's a little better. While I have these out, let's do our envelope. I have all my other pieces in my envelope trying to be organized. Let's put, where am I? What am I doing? Some soft succulent. Bring these sprigs back. And, wait, think. And then some berries. Let's put a, I think I missed that one. Here. I think I'm trying to hurry. That'll do. Let's put some here too. And some soft succulent leaves. Just to decorate it. That's good. Okay, let's put these away and see how we're doing. Okay, so I've got this piece there, and my sentiment, like that. That'll be good, and I'll raise this up on dimensional, so give it some dimension. And I have some balmy blue solid faceted gems, so those blue ones. There are also Night of Navy. These look black to me. Nope, these are Mossy Meadow. Now I'm really confused. These are supposed to be, let me show you on white. There we go. The colors in these are Balmy Blue, Melon Mambo, Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, Petal Pink, and Pool Party. So I'm guessing these are the Balmy Blue and these are supposed to be Night of Navy. So I'll use these two on my card today. I guess that's Mossy Meadow. It's really hard to tell in this lighting what it is. So that'll be added to this piece as well. And then I have a sneak peek for you. This is variegated ribbon in white and balmy blue. And this is going to be in the January through April mini catalog. But I was already able to order it. So I'm going to put some of this around this piece. When you attend conventions with Stampin' Up, you get to order early. So our pre-order for all demonstrators for the January catalog starts December 1st. But while I was at OnStage, and other people who attended OnStage anywhere in the world, got to order a few things early. There were probably 30 items that we had to choose from. And I got a few. And one of them being this ribbon. Isn't that pretty? I don't know if you can see the blue on there. It's very faint. But beautiful. Alright. Oh, looks like it's only blue on one side. So I'm going to turn this around. Like that. And turn this around. I guess I hadn't looked at the ribbon. I'll look at here in a minute. Let me trim this. And this. So yes, this side is almost completely white, and the other side, that's the white side, and the other side just has a little bit of blue on the edge. Just to add some interest. Alright, so this is going to go on here. I think I'm running out of adhesive. Oh, that was a big splotch. Oh, this is not the one that's running out. Oofda? Don't even tell I live in Minnesota. So I'm going to set that here. I'm going to be gentle because I'm afraid it's going to come squirting out the edges. And I put some on the back of the ribbon. And some dimensionals, mini ones will do. I'll just put that under the bow. See, I can't do adhesive and talk at the same time. I don't know why. I think I have to concentrate so much. I'm going to put that under the bow, centering it side to side. Get those out of the way. Alright. You know what? I'm going to clean up a little here. Alright. I don't know what that is. All right, so on the front of my card, I'm going to adhere my happy birthday piece to this flap. So I want to make sure I don't put any adhesive here. And I'm going to use stronger adhesive than normal just because it's kind of exposed. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use some tear and tape. And I love this stuff. You just literally tear it. But it's strong, so it's kind of interesting. So I put a piece on the flap. And then I'm going to put a piece on the top of here. And then I know my adhesive is not going to overlap and seal my card shut. I like doing that. Putting adhesive on the bottom and on the top, and it will work, and I don't have to think about it. So press on the top and press, open this and press right there. And there's the front of our card, and we'll add the our embellishments after. All right, so let's work on the inside. I have a piece. Okay, so those were the layers for the front. There it is. The layers for the inside. Let me show you my finished card. Again, because I'm using pattern paper, I want to add cardstock to make it a little more sturdy. This piece up top is 3 3/4 by 3 1/2. The piece I have tucked inside my pocket is 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. You could go less if you have a scrap that's less than 5 1/4, but the 5 1/4 is going to go down. It's as if it were a layer. It just makes it much more sturdy. And then I didn't put anything here because it's already sturdy enough. So let me put that here. Oh, and then at the bottom I have my tag was 4 inches by 2 inches because I'm going to use a punch for the top. And the piece of ribbon I used, but then trimmed quite a lot off, was 8 inches. So you could probably get away with 6 inches of ribbon. So those are the dimensions for the inside. All right, let's get those pieces out. So this is going to go inside my pocket. And I think I'm just going to leave it plain because that's where I would write. And then this piece is going to go on the top just to make it sturdier. It's still kind of flimsy because it's pattern paper and not cardstock. So it's going to go right here. And well, maybe I will stamp a little on here. Let's get our floral sprig back out. Floral sprig, our leaves. So, let's see. Let's just put a couple here. Oh, other side. And then back to the balmy blue. We're going to make the inside kind of mirror the outside. And some blue. Need my foam mat again. So back and forth and back and forth. Depending on which stamps I'm using. We're going to line these up. We're going to get organized. How's that? And then Evening Evergreen. The best thing I think that Stampin' Up! Does is our color coordination. So I know that this ink is going to match what's on the pattern paper, and it's going to match my cardstock, and it's going to match my ribbon, and it's going to match my gems. I think that's fabulous. Really ties things together. Okay, so that is going to go there. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, and then we need the piece at the top. And again, this is not square, so I want to make sure I stamp it this way. And I am going to pull in a stamp first. On the front it said Happy Birthday. I'm going to stamp Let's Celebrate. I think that's this one. I've been using it a lot already. I don't know if this is big enough. It is. Perfect. Alright, and I'm going to use Evening Evergreen. We'll put that in the middle. Turn it over. See which one I like better. I don't think my head got in there. That's more straight. That one was a little crooked in my eyes. Alright, so we're going to use this side. Again, we're going to kind of go around our sentiment with our leaves. This is where I really love stamping. I'm creating this pattern paper as a focal point for my sentiment. Let's go this way. Oh, I don't know if you can hear, Andrew's having friends over, so I gotta hurry. I'm just going to add a few. That one didn't stamp so well. Just to tie it all together. And then some evening evergreen dots. Oh, this is turning out better than I imagined. Does that happen when you stamp? Look at that. Isn't that lovely? And that is going to go on the inside. I think we're done. Almost. Just have to finish putting it together, but I am going to close these so nothing falls in my ink pads. I'll review the measurements too, just to be sure you knew. Okay, that's going to go there. I'm going to smear that a little there. It's got too much on it. There we go. That's the front, the inside on the top. And oh, it's dripping. Oh boy. That's something new. I haven't seen this this glue get that liquidy. Now I need to make sure I don't set anything over there. And this is going to go right here. I'm going to put it up at the top. I guess this is shorter than 5 1/4, so this down here is not going to be seen at all. Because this is a pocket and, you know, things could go in and out and in and out, I'm going to use tear and tape on this. And I'm going to take a long piece because I want to make sure it stays adhered at the top. So I'm going to put this up here. And it's okay that it goes beyond the fold because it's going to fold up on top of itself. This one I think I'll do a little longer. Right on the edge. Tear off my liners, or take off the liners. Because I am going to put something in the pocket, or something I could put in. There's just a couple pieces of random cardstock. And then I'm going to fold it very gently. I wanted it to be a little looser than the other one I made. That's why I put those in. All right. I think we are almost done. What do I need? I need some gems. Oh, I need my tag for the inside of my pocket. I have a piece of soft succulent cardstock, which coordinates. Isn't that beautiful? That is 2 inches by 4 inches. I'm going to use a punch to punch the top, and this one also creates the hole. I think this one is retired. But there are a few other stamps we have that are wide enough to give you an interesting topper for your tag, and then just make a hole. However, with a, you could use take your pick tool if you want a round hole for a small ribbon. But that's what I'm using. Oh, I was going to, it's probably still in here. I had a piece of white. It fell on the floor. That's why I can't find it. White crinkle ribbon, and this is all I have left from a spool. But I think maybe instead we will put this in here. No, I like the thinner. You could coordinate it that way. So again, this was 8 inches, and I think it's going to be way too long. I'm going to feed it through here. And in this loop, pull the ends through, just like that. We need a stamp on here. I love stamping. I really, really do. Let's pull back in. I guess I wasn't done stamping. I should have thought about all the things I needed to stamp. I find it easier to just go along. It takes me longer, probably, to do it this way. That ink pad needs to be re-inked. I don't think I'm going to put any dots on there just yet. I mean, berries. I think I might like this better without. Evening Evergreen dots. No, change my mind. Let's add at least a couple berries. Oh, I like it on the soft succulent cardstock. I need to be slow down and make sure I'm stamping properly. Okay. There. Now I can put these away. I need a sentiment for this though. I might bring that Evening Evergreen back. Or just some words. Maybe not a sentiment, but oh, here. Simply Fabulous has a stamp that says for you. Or a note. Oh no, I was going to do this. You are simply fabulous. I wonder if that's going to work. I think I'm just going to print that sideways, or stamp it sideways. What else do I have here? Threw it together. I kind of like that one too. Changing my mind. I'm going to use from Threw It Together, and it says, hello, lovely, in Evening Evergreen. Let's make sure there's no halo since I have everything else on my tag done. Hello, lovely. So little. Look at that. I need more on here. Sorry if I'm getting long in my video, but I hope you've stuck with me. And I hope you make a card like this. It's fun to make pocket cards. Oh, here, there we go. Excuse me. Alright, I think we put our finishing touches on. So there's our card. And this tucks right in. You could write here, you could write here, you could write on the back of the tag. Are those a little long? Yes. Let's trim those and then add some embellishments. And there's our card. While I'm doing that, I'll review what you need to make this. You need a piece of pattern paper. It could be cardstock. If you have 12-inch cardstock, that would work as well. I'm going to tuck that in there. And so my top flap covers my bottom flap, and that's why I needed 12 inches. So 4 by 12, scored at 3 3/4 and 9 1/4. The front layers, my Evening Evergreen is 3 1/4 by 4. My large white is 3 by 3 3/4. I just used a scrap for my sentiment. On the inside, this top piece is 3 3/4 by 3 1/2. My large white piece that is under my pocket is 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. My tag started as 2 by 4, and then I punched the top, and the ribbon was 8, and I trimmed off quite a bit of that. So the last thing are these. I love using my Take Your Pick tool with the putty end. Having the right tools for, like for any hobby. Let's see what a blue one looks like. I already have the blue. I think this part, it's the glue dot's not coming up. That one is staying right there. Let's just put some of these around on the paper. There. How about just those? Just up in the corner. I think that might work. Let me look. Yeah, we're done. Happy birthday with some balmy blue ribbon. This is part of a seashore suite that I'm anxious for you to see. Then we have Let's Celebrate and our gift tag. So, there we go. Thank you for joining me. Happy stamping. This is the one we made. This was my first attempt. And this was the swap I received. Alright, and then I have this envelope to go with this card and this envelope to go with this card. Thank you for joining me. Where are I need this so you can find me at northstarstamper.com. Thank you for joining me. Thanks for watching. If you could like, share, subscribe, follow, that would be a great help to me. I appreciate it. And again, I hope to be live with you next week. Take care. Bye.